Hello dear friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English. This is Mukesh Soni. Friends, in this video we will have a discussion of the question paper of third semester BA Generic English March April 2023 under Bangalore City University BCU question paper of third semester BA Generic English March April examination 2023. Duration for the examination as usual 2 hours 30 minutes and the maximum marks 60 marks. So let's begin it. The part one consists here literary section, and here the first question we have here: answer two of the following questions in about a page. And this question is from the play the play from the play The Purpose. And here, out of the three questions, you need to opt here two questions each for 5 marks, and you need to answer in a one page. Now the question number one: why is Bhishma agitated in the beginning? Bhishma is the grandfather of the princes of Hastinapur. He loves Arjuna so much in the myth also and in the play also. Maybe because he can see his childhood in him. In the mythical character, we will never find a minor weakness in this character. But here in this play, sorry, spelling error, here in this play, we can see that he is now so much tired of from his life. He is very much tired from his life. The mythical character of Bhishma never said, "Now I want long rest of my life," symbolically, that is death. But here we can see him that now he is tired by mind, by body, by soul. Now he wants a long rest, that is death. He wants to see his kingdom in the safe hands, so he pressures Guruji, the Dronacharya, to train the princes as early as possible. So this is the reason that he is seen very much agitated in the very beginning of the play. It is shown in the play that once when he asked the princes of learning, once he asked the process of learning of the princes of his guru to his guruji, he asked the process of learning about the princes to his guruji. Guruji replied that steadily and very much slowly. He replied very slowly and very straightforward. At that time, he becomes so angry and he says these lines: slowly, but it must not be slowly. Forgive me, Acharya, but the sooner they are fitted for the purpose which is no more than haste to me, the sooner shall we both earn the rest that I at least crave for. I am tired, Acharya, tired of body, mind, and soul. I want rest, a long and final rest. So that's the reason that he wanted to see the Hastinapur in the safe hands. So he was very much worried about the training of the princes of Hastinapur. That's the reason that he's seen as agitated in the very opening of the play. What advice does Bhishma give Arjuna regarding learning archery? Arjuna has a personal ambition to be the most archer of all the time. On this, Bhishma remarks that Arjuna must avoid all types of ambition, especially personal ambition. The man with a personal ambition brings out of himself only such and so much of the powers within him as will serve to achieve his selfish ends, leaving the rest of the powers within himself to lie still, to lie behind, to lie waste. He limits, bounds the work of progress within him, the possibilities of which for the world's good are really boundless, limitless. But a thirst for achievement without any personal ambition, when fully stacked, brings out all the powers within one's self into full play and to the full profit of the world. That's a suggestion, that's a advice. Explain Drona's teachings of karma. Drona points out three tenets of karma. Number one, karmana swarthana. That means a man whose labor is no more but means to gain his selfish ends. If I had started my bow craft at the feet of my guru with that aim, I should have never learnt to lift a bow, let alone how shoot a bolt. Second, Karma eva artha. He whose labor is in itself the end and aim of his labor. Karmana prarthana. He whose one aim in his labor is that others might reap the harvest of his toils without the least profit to himself. This is the righteous aim. So these are the important teachings of Drona important teachings of karma according to Drona, the three tenets of karma. So these are the three questions, and out of the three questions, you need to opt two. So each for 5 marks. Now we are moving to the essay type questions. Again, out of three questions, you need to opt two. You have very limited choices here. Each question has a weightage for 10 marks. So write a note on the family background of Eklavya and his motive in learning archery. The Eklavya's story is based on Adi Parva from Mahabharata. Mahabharata is an Indian epic. Eklavya was a Nishada boy. He was a poor hunter, belonged to tribal community in the forest near Hastinapur. Eklavya lives in a hut in the center of great forest. Near his house, there are many fawns. Fawns means D's, DWRS, D's, the fawns that he and his mother care for and occasionally feed. However, there are an abundance of wolves in the region of the forest and they continuously hunt down and eat his fawns. It is for this purpose he wishes to master the skill of archery. So he would like to save those young deers from the clutches of those wolves. So he wants to learn archery. Eklavya is the protagonist of this play. The purpose, he is a Nishada boy and also a marginalized character in the play or in original myth also. His ambition to be the best archer in the world, Eklavya wants to learn archery for two purposes. First, for himself and to save nature, and second, for his mother's dream. So, in the original myth, Eklavya's character is ignorant and not considerable because here Kalasam, the author, the playwright, gives justice to this minor character and made him major and great by writing his dramatic technique. By writing this dramatic technique. Question number 2. Is Dronacharya an ideal teacher? Discuss with examples. The purpose by T.P. Kailasam is a dream in two acts. Sorry, is a drama in two acts. The story is based on Adi Parva from the Mahabharata. One can see a play of various purposes in Kailasam's mythological drama. For example, the Brahmin's curse is built on Karna's intention to prove his worth to the world, and Kailasam's purpose of questioning. I'm sorry, and Kailasam's purpose of questioning the treatment given to Karna. The story moves around Eklavya and Arjuna and the purpose behind learning archery. Both want to learn archery from the great Dronacharya, the Guruji. Dronacharya teaches archery to Arjuna but cannot accept Eklavya's proposal because of his promise to Arjuna. Arjuna wants to become the greatest archer in the world, and Eklavya explains that he wants to learn archery to save the lives of innocent animals. Arjuna's purpose behind learning archery is self-centered, while Eklavya's purpose is noble. In the second act, Eklavya is far ahead than Arjuna in archery. In anger, Arjuna says that he will tell everyone that Guru Drona has not kept his vow. To save his Guruji from social criticism, Eklavya gives his thumb as Guru Dakshina, and after giving his thumb in Guru Dakshina, Eklavya realizes that his purpose behind learning archery was to save the lives of innocent people. Now he cannot look into the eyes of the animals. The drama ends with Eklavya crying. On one occasion, Eklavya wants to learn archery from Guru Drona, but he is denied, saying that archery can be taught only to the Kshatriya and Brahmin. And later on, Eklavya learned archery from the representation of Guru Drona, and Drona comes to know about it. In the time, he got dilemma in his mind that what to do. He Shudra boy and knows best archery. What will happen if other will know? In that way, he thinks of destroy to Eklavya's path. He thinks to destroy to Eklavya's path. For that, Guru Drona asked his thumb for Guru Dakshina. So we cannot say exactly that Dronacharya was an ideal teacher, but at the same time, Dronacharya had a commitment for his first commitment towards Arjuna. So obviously, to accomplish the first commitment, he has to sacrifice his second commitment, which was indirectly to appreciate. So to fulfill the first commitment, he had to ask Guru. He has to ask the thumb for Guru Dakshina. Like the other characters, Guru Drona is also different from the mythical character of Drona. In the play, Guru Drona hesitates teaching archery to Eklavya because he belongs to Nishada community and teaches only those who belong to Aryan community. It shows that how partial he was. We can also see him for conditioning the mind of the little princess. It is given in the play that once when Sahadeva was failed to lift up that bow and complained about it to Guruji at that time, Guru speaks this line, bow too big for you, but my little man, you seem to forget you are Kshatriya. Why? No bow in this world is really too big for a Kshatriya, not only to lift, but to bend, string, and shoot with. So this is about Drona as an ideal teacher. So here we can see that how he conditions the mind of the children, and there is other face of the same coin when Eklavya comes to him and asks him to teach archery at that time for a while. He wants to learn from him, but because Eklavya is the Nishada boy, he cannot. And the other reason was that if he teaches him archery, then what about his promise to Bhishma? The mythical character of Drona orders Eklavya to give his right hand's thumb as his guru's fee, Guru Dakshina. But in this play, Eklavya willingly gives his thumb and he cries not because of the pain, but because he sacrifices so many animals' lives at that time. Even Guruji, for whom Eklavya does everything, left him alone. Question number 3, the last question for 10 marks. Describe the situation wherein Eklavya cuts his thumb. Aristotle agrees with the condition of rather good man as ideal tragic hero who comes to bad end with an ideal situations. The play title purpose describes different character of Eklavya than the great epic Mahabharata. Guru Drona teaches archery only to princes. That shows Indian caste and creed system where a talented person is not equally seen. Though Eklavya has impersonal purpose to learn archery and also the quality, but he cannot become because of his belonging. Guru promises Arjuna that he will become the best archer of the world. One day, as Drona is training Arjuna, Eklavya comes out of the forest and observes them from a distance. When Drona looks less busy, Eklavya approaches him and asks for permission to learn archery. Drona does not refuse the boy nor scorn him. Drona wholeheartedly wishes to help Eklavya to fulfill his goal. Eklavya lives in a hut in the center of the great forest. Near his house, there are many fawns that he and his mother care for and occasionally feed. However, there are an abundance of wolves in that region of the forest, and they continuously hunt down and eat his fawns, his deers. It is for this purpose he wishes to mastery the skill of archery. At this point, the play Drona In the play, Drona considers Eklavya as his as a pupil. Unfortunately, Drona's other pupil, Arjuna, gets into small fight with Eklavya and insult his caste, telling him that he's a lowborn and hence he's unable to ever compete with somebody of his own level. Drona is thoroughly impressed with this volley of ideas and is even more willing to take on Eklavya than before. However, Arjuna remembers something that he can twist to his advantage. Drona had promised Arjuna that he would make him the greatest archer in the world, yet still Arjuna and Eklavya continue to bicker and fight. Eklavya states that nowhere in these criteria is caste mentioned and hence he should have an equal opportunity. Through the course of the argument, we can see that Eklavya genuinely believes that the Guru will side with him. Unfortunately, after Arjuna invoking his promise, the honor bound Guru has no choice but to turn Eklavya away. Eklavya is heartbroken. 6 years later, with Drona and Arjuna wandering through the forest and talking, suddenly they see a wolf run out from a nearby bush screaming with at least 30 arrows through his skull. Drona and Arjuna stand spellbound by this insanely awesome feat of archery. As the archer comes running in pursuit, they recognize him as Eklavya. Arjuna gets pissed as after witnessing Eklavya's mad archery, there's no way that he's the greatest archer alive. Hence he calls Drona a liar, and Eklavya gets angry. This repeats itself several times and eventually they start talking things out. Eklavya reveals that his guru is a great Drona. Drona denies this vehemently, saying that he had not trained anyone rather than Arjuna. Eklavya beckons them to follow him to his shrine nearby. Upon reaching, they see a life-size clay statue of Drona sitting cross-legged on a shrine under the shade of a tree. Eklavya says that he has learned from this statue. Arjuna is unable to understand this and takes out his anger on Drona. Drona helplessly responds that he too had no idea of these happenings, but Arjuna won't quit. He mocks Drona, telling him that the world will know him as a liar who did not abide by his promise to the king. Eklavya is crestfallen. He cannot believe that his training may be the downfall of the great Dronacharya. Sorry. Drona is equally perplexed as to how his pupil Eklavya could have learnt more than he himself knows. Drona is now feeling confused and guilty. He couldn't deny that he had failed to deliver on his promise to Arjuna, but at the same time, he had no idea that Eklavya had been, in a way, training under him. Drona knows that he is trapped. He knows that there is no way that Arjuna can ever become a greater bowman than Eklavya. Drona says that it's not just the effort given by the teacher that counts, it's equally the effort given by the pupil to learn. In this respect, he feels that Arjuna can never become greater archer. Eklavya continues to insist that with a proper training, Arjuna could still become the best archer. Eklavya is overwhelmed with guilt. He feels terrible about the fact that he was the cause of all of this. He offers to never draw his bow again, but Arjuna is not satisfied. Arjuna continues to enrage Eklavya by provoking him and insulting Drona. Caught up in a fit of rage, Eklavya walks over the image of Drona and cuts off his right thumb as blood gushes from the severed finger, and he offers. Drona is aghast and deeply shocked. He had never expected this, much less wanted it. Eklavya tells him that this is his Guru Dakshina. As Arjuna looks on, shocked, as Eklavya's rage dies down, He's suddenly overcome with a sense of grief. He remembers his fawns, his deeds, the purpose of his entire endeavor. He had just destroyed his purpose, covered in blood and tears. Eklavya weeps, surrounded by his fawns. He's caught between a loyalty of his guru and a loyalty to his purpose. Caught in this paradox in a fit of rage, he has made an impetuous decision. The fact that he is still undecided after having sacrificed his thumb reflects the agonizing pain that he must be feeling. In a desperate attempt to maintain his loyalty to the Guru, he gave away what was not his to give, that is, his purpose. So, being a common man, Eklavya suffers a lot. He faces all problems and comes out with flying color and emerges as a tragic hero of the play, Purpose by T.P. Kailasam. Because of his own error of judgment, he becomes the tragic hero of the play. Because of his sacrifice, Arjuna becomes the best archer of the world. So sometimes the question may appear to discuss Eklavya as a tragic hero of the play, or who is the main hero of this play. That is Eklavya, not Arjuna. So these are the three questions we have discussed here from the play. So we have discussed here all the 30 marks questions, and I have already done the video on this play, The Purpose. You can see the link of the play Purpose video in the description box or in the playlist on my channel. Now let's have a discussion on the questions from the speech. So you'll be asked here 10 marks questions from the speech here. And out of the three questions, you need to opt only the two questions. Number one, explain briefly Kiran Bedi's philosophy of life. Kiran Bedi followed her father and mother as role models. Once they said, life is on an incline. You either go up or you come down. And the second thing which has stayed with her, which became her philosophy of life, which made all the difference, is 100 things happen in your life, good or bad. So, what's the philosophy? 100 things can happen in your life, they may be good or bad. Out of 100 things, 90 are your creation. These are your good things. They are your creation. So you should enjoy those 90 things, not the 10 things which are worst. So if they are bad, they are your creation. Learn from it. 10 are nature sent over, which you cannot do a thing. You can't help it with those 10. It's like a death of a relative or a cyclone or a hurricane or an earthquake. You can't do a thing about it. So that's a philosophy of life. You have just, further Kiran Bedi says, you have just got to just respond to the situation. You need to respond. You need not react. But that response comes out of those 90 positive things. Since she is the product of this philosophy of 90 par 10, second philosophy, life on an incline. That's the way she grew up to be valuing what she has got. She is a product of opportunity, rare opportunities in the 50s and the 60s. I'm sorry, 60s, slip of tongue. In the 50s and the 60s, which girls didn't get. And she was conscious of the fact that what her parents were giving her was something unique, because all of her best school friends were getting doled up to get married with a lot of dowry, and here she was with a tennis racket and going to school and doing all kinds of extracurricular activities. She thought she must tell this to the audience. Second question from Martin Luther King's speech here. What, according to Martin Luther Jr. King, which are the ways to achieve freedom and equality for the blacks? The occasion for the King's speech was the March on Washington, which saw more than 210,000 African American men, women, and children gather at the Washington Monument in August 1963 before marching to the Lincoln Memorial. King urges America to rise out of the valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. He uses the word brotherhood to refer to all Americans, since all men and women are God's children. He also repeatedly emphasizes the urgency of the moment. This is not some brief moment of anger, but a necessary new start for America. However, King cautions his audience not to give way to bitterness and hatred, but to fight for justice in the right manner with dignity and discipline. Physical violence and military or militancy are to be avoided. King recognizes that many white Americans who are also poor and marginalized feel kinship with the civil rights movement, so all Americans should join together in this cause. Police brutality against black Americans must be eradicated, as must racial discrimination in hotels and restaurants. States which forbid black Americans from voting must change their laws. Martin Luther King then comes to the most famous part of his speech, in which he uses the phrase, I have a dream, to begin successive sentences. King outlines the form that his dream or ambition or wish for a better America takes. His dream, he tells his audience his dream is deeply rooted in the American dream. The notion that anybody, regardless of the background, can become prosperous and successful in the United States. King once again reminds his listeners of the opening words of the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. In his dream of a better future, King sees the descendants of former black slaves and the descendants of former slave owners united, sitting and eating together. He has a dream that one day his children will live in a country where they are judged not by the color of the skin, but by the content of their character. Last question from the speech. Elucidate briefly the three visions of APJ Abdul Kalam. The speech was delivered by the former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, on 25th May 2011 at IIT Hyderabad, India. Dr. Kalam mentioned three visions for India. He says that in 3,000 years of our history, people from all over the world have come and invaded us, captured our lands, conquered our minds. From Alexander onwards, the Greeks, the Turks, the Mughals, the Portuguese, and the British, and the French, and the Dutch, all of them came and looted us, took over what was ours. Yet, we have not done this to any other nation. The first vision he mentions, freedom. Dr. Kalam says that we have not conquered anyone. We have not grabbed the land, the culture, the history, and tried to enforce our way of life on them. Never, because we respect the freedom of others. Hence, his first vision is that of freedom. He believes that India got its first vision of this in 1857 when we started the war of independence. It is this freedom that we must protect and nurture. We must protect and nurture and build on. If we are not free, no one will respect us. Second vision is development. Speaking on a second vision, Dr. Kalam further mentions that we have 10% growth rate in most areas. Our poverty levels are falling down, our achievements are being globally recognized today, yet we lack the self-confidence to see ourselves as a developed nation, self-reliant and self-assured. So, he mentions his second vision for India as development. He says that for 50 years we have been a developing nation. It's time we see ourselves as a developed nation. We are among top 5 nations in the world in terms of GDP. Third vision, India must stand up to the world. Further, Dr. Kalam mentions his third vision for India, and its third vision is here. He believes that unless India stands up to the world, no one will respect us. Only strength respects strength. We must be strong not only as a military power but also as an economic power. Both must go hand in hand. So these are the three visions of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So now we are moving to the part two. We have discussed here the part one, which consists 40 marks, the play and the speeches, and in the description box as well as the playlist, you can see I have done the video on all the topics of third semester BA, Generic English and the BCU. Please see the description box, all the videos links, and go through the playlist of on my channel. Now, part two, the grammar section, 20 marks. Here, the very first is here, you need to prepare the 5 PPT slides on a given topic. So I have mentioned here the sample slides, and I would say here, look, dear students, here your creativity has no end. You can be more creative than I have mentioned on my slides. Here you can draw, you can use the color pencils, you can draw in the examination, use the drawings, use some shades of the pencil or the pen, and use some different, I would say, different font size to make it more attractive. Each slide you try to give some sort of heading, subheading. So for example, you have topic here, meditation has a lot of health benefits. So slide one, topic presented by an image you need to draw here. So these are the images I have borrowed from Google, but if you can draw, you need to draw it so that you will get good marks. So like this, in each slide you should have a heading, and you should have the subheading with some sort of image which you can draw. So like this you can do it. 5 slides you need to mention, 5 or 6 slides you need to prepare, and you can easily get 5 marks. So you can watch my video on how to make the PPT slides. The video's link is in description box. So you will be having one more question. You will be having an option here. If you don't like the first option, you can select the next topic. If we have next topic is here, plastic usage. So you can prepare the slide like this as well. You can pause the video and you can go through the content. So this is how you need to prepare the PPTs. Then next question you have here, paragraph. So here again, you'll be having the paragraph writing. Hints will be given, descriptive paragraph, narrative paragraph. Okay, give on the given topic. So use the hints. Remember, every paragraph has the 3 important components. One is here, the topic sentence. Second is content, and third is a conclusion. You can pause the video. You can read the content. Then another example, another one more paragraph you have here, that you describe your friend, your best friend. You can describe spelling error, FRIENT, not fried, not best fried, best friend. I apologize for the spelling error in this video. So again, you have one more descriptive paragraph, that you have witnessed a kind of World Cup, describe it. So you can pause the video and you can go through the content, avoid the grammatical errors. Now the next one you have here, the letter writing. Again, you'll be asked here 3 questions, and out of the 3 questions, you need to opt one question. So I'll focus more here. So write a letter on behalf of Royal Oak Agencies to Tip Top Furniture's Patna, asking for the quotation of prices for the steel furniture for office and homes. Inquire the concession. So Royal Oak. So here this is the, you can find Royal Oak is the sender. Then we have here date. Then receiver, Tip Top Furniture. Salutation, dear sir. Subject, inquiry for quotation. Then content, we have gone through your website and are pleased to see the variety of furniture for offices and homes. We are looking forward to do business with you. We are an outstanding furniture firm in Bangalore. Kindly send the quotation of steel furniture useful for office and homes as well, and also the mode of payment and the credit facilities. We also seek special concession and commission, as we always give an order in bulk, which would profit you as well. Looking forward for your reply. Thank you. Yours faithfully. So like this, you need to draft the letter. This is inquiry letter. Inquiry letter. Second letter you have here, that you have purchased a mobile from Amazon shopping app. You are dissatisfied with the performance of the product. The dealer has refused to look into the matter and write a complaint letter to the manufacturing unit, and the address is given. So again, if we have, you can go through sender's address, date, receiver's address. Then we have content, dear sir, subject, complaint about the order, dated so and so. So I have ordered Apollo 2.3 mobile on 25th December 2022 on Amazon shopping app and received it on 31st December. And after 1 week, it was found that its battery slows down in every 1 hour. I have complained to the dealer 2 times, but there was no positive response. I kindly request you to look into this matter and direct the dealer to replace the mobile. So according to the nature of the complaint, you need to draft the complaint letter. Then, so like this, you'll be having two questions, two options for the letter writing, and you can go through my videos on letter writing in description box. You can find the link. Now, next we have here advertisement writing. So, and as an IIT graduate friend of yours wants to launch an IIT G competition tutorial center, you need to prepare the classified advertisement. So, title you need to give the description, coaching classes for all science students near Harigunj railway station, affordable fees, flexible class timings, ex teachers. Then, for more information, contact. So when the classifieds, when you mention, we need to write a very brief, very concise, because you need to pay for this for the newspaper. So it should be very concise and very brief. Contact number, email ID should be mentioned so that person can easily contact. So in to this option, you have the another question is here, brochure designing or the product manual. So you need to design a brochure to promote the tourism for the Andaman Nicobar Islands. So this I have borrowed from Google. You can draw or you can also design. You can do better than this. So like this, you need to prepare the brochure and the classifieds. So friends, this is how I have solved this question paper of the third semester BA Generic English. March April 2023 examination, the BCU. All the videos of third semester BA, all the topics, all the videos I have done on all the topics, I have done it. You can go through the description box. If you don't find the description box, you can go through my playlist on my channel. Please go through playlist BCU third semester BU, third semester BA, and you will find all the videos links. So friends, thank you so much. Wish you good luck for the forthcoming examination. Wish you good luck once again.
Dear friends, thank you so much for watching this video. You can reach me at mukeshenglish@gmail.com. Please do subscribe the channel, click on the like button for more videos on literature, workbook, pronunciation, grammar, communication skills, presentation skills, interview skills. Stay in tune with Mukesh English. Thank you once again.